Hey friends, welcome back to another Beach Point Kids Friday Funday Variety Show. Hey friends, welcome back to another Beach Point Kids Friday Funday Variety Show. Each Friday, we've got a show filled with wacky, crazy silliness, all recorded for you. Today, we are talking about love. And before you say ew and immediately turn this video off, think about it. Love comes in so many different forms. Yes, there's romantic ooey gooey love, but there's also friendship love, brotherly love, parent love, and family love. The most important love of all is God's love. It's the love that comes from God and is for all people, no matter their age, appearance, personality, or actions. This is unconditional love. So, let's kick it off with a story from the Bible all about this love, a love that's for all people from God. Here we go.
There once was a man who didn't have any friends. None. Do you have any friends? Well, of course you do, but not Zaccheus. Poor Zaccheus didn't have any. You're probably wondering why. Was it because he was short? That's not a reason to not like someone. Well, was it because he had a name that was hard to say? Well, neither is that. Even though he was short and he did have a funny name, that wasn't it. No, people didn't like Zaccheus because he stole their money. Zaccheus collected taxes. Taxes were what people had to pay the king. But Zaccheus took more than he was supposed to and kept the extra money for himself and made himself rich. Everyone knew what he was up to, and it made them cross and grumpy. They didn't like Zaccheus one bit. So they made sure he knew it by doing things like avoiding him and walking on the opposite side of the street and pretending not to see him and whispering things like, "Hey, there's that nobody who thinks he's somebody," loud enough so he could hear it. Anyway, one day a huge crowd gathered by the road. Jesus was coming to their town and everyone wanted to see him. Zaccheus wanted to see Jesus too, but everyone was too tall. He tried jumping up and down, but that didn't work. He couldn't see a thing. Luckily, Zaccheus had a good idea. "I'll climb that sycamore tree," he said. So he did. He was surprisingly good at climbing trees for a man who was so unusually short that he had to take a flying leap just to get into his chair in the morning. From the trees, Zaccheus had the perfect view, all the way down the road. Another minute and suddenly Jesus was at the tree. He stopped and looked up. Zaccheus saw Jesus, and Jesus saw Zaccheus. "Zaccheus," Jesus said, "I'd like to come over to your house." Zaccheus almost fell out of the tree. Come to his house? No one ever wanted to come anywhere near his house, let alone inside of it. The people saw this, and needless to say, it made them even crosser and grumpier than usual. They mumbled and murmured and muttered, "Why is Jesus being kind to that sinner? Doesn't Jesus know about him?" Zaccheus scrambled down and took Jesus to his house. He was in a big hurry because he didn't want Jesus to change his mind. Perhaps Jesus hadn't heard about him. Perhaps Jesus didn't know how he had been stealing, and how no one liked him, and how he didn't have any friends. But Jesus knew. He knew all about Zaccheus and the stealing and everything, and he still loved him. Zaccheus was ashamed. "Lord," he said, turning pale, "what I've done is wrong, but now I want to do the right thing. I will give the money back to everyone, 4 times what I stole." And that's just what he did. Jesus smiled. "My friend," he said, "today God has rescued you." Jesus loved Zaccheus when nobody else did. He was Zaccheus' friend even when no one else was, because Jesus was showing people that God's love was like his wonderful, never stopping, never giving up, unbreaking, always and forever love. Hey friends, today we are going to actually do some cooking. Well, it doesn't really involve like an oven or microwave or anything like that, but we're gonna do some assembling of a yummy treat. This is an excellent way that you guys and your families can love one another. You can make this super yummy treat and then you can share it with your family. All right, so for my yummy treat, I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Cheerios, so I picked those two cereals to use, but really any cereal that you have at home can work. I'm also gonna add some chocolate chips because who doesn't love chocolate chips? Some marshmallows and some pretzels. So other than your food ingredients, what you guys are gonna need is a bowl, 2 wooden spoons to mix your ingredients, and I'm going to use a 1/2 cup measuring cup to measure all of my ingredients out and put it in the bowl. So like I said, if you guys don't like these cereal choices or chocolate chips, but who doesn't like chocolate chips? Or marshmallows or pretzels, you guys can make your own mix at home with whatever yummy things that you guys love. But me and my family, we love all of these things, so we're gonna use these. All right, first up, I'm gonna open up my Cheerios. And then I'm actually gonna add 2 scoops of my 1/2 cup because we really like cereal. So I'm gonna do 1 scoop, 2 scoops. Little math lesson, even though you don't want one. 2 1/2 cups equals 1 cup. So I'm gonna put another 2 scoops of Cinnamon Toast Crunch in. Let's open up this box. Fun fact, Mr. Alex loves Cinnamon Toast Crunch so much that I'm pretty sure for the first entire year that we were married, he had this for breakfast literally every single day. All right, so 1 more scoop. 2 scoops total. Next, we're gonna go for the chocolate chips. Let me open this up. And we're gonna pour in a 1/2 cup. And just a little extra because chocolate chips are yummy. Okay, next, we're moving on to our marshmallows. And pour that in. 1/2 cup of marshmallows. And last but not least, we are going to add our pretzels. Here is a 1/2 cup of pretzels. I'm actually gonna do 2 because that really wasn't very many pretzels. And you gotta balance all the sweet out with the salty, right? So add some more in. All right, now that you have all of your ingredients in a bowl, you're gonna take your 2 wooden spoons and you are going to mixy, mixy, mix. And voila, it is as simple as that. Then you take your snack and you go and you sit with your family and you eat it together. And you can talk about your day. You can talk about different things that you guys love, since this episode is all about love. But making this snack for your family and sharing it is one way that you can love the people in your family. All right, see you in a little bit.
Truth all need. It's not some far out crazy mystery. Yeah, the key to unlock everything. Friends, there are people all around us all day. Some are younger, others older too, who need to know the code for life eternal. And we can show them more than only clues. This is the LOVE, yeah, the real love that God would send us, His one and only Son. The sacrifice for our SI and then some. Yeah, Jesus, you are forever our first love. You are would send us His one and only Son. The sacrifice for our SI and then some. Yeah, Jesus, you are forever our first love. You are our first love. You are our first love. 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 We believe in love, 'cause we believe God is love. Oh yeah, yeah, let it overflow deep from within our hearts. Oh yeah, yeah, we believe in love, 'cause we believe God is love. Oh yeah, yeah, let it overflow deep from within our hearts. Oh yeah, yeah, we believe in love, 'cause we believe God is love. Oh yeah, yeah, let it overflow deep from within our hearts. Oh yeah, yeah, we believe in love, 'cause we believe God is love. Oh yeah, yeah, let it overflow deep from within our hearts. Oh yeah, yeah, this is the LOVE, yeah, the real love. That God would send us His one and only Son. The sacrifice for our SI and then some. Yeah, Jesus, you are forever our first love. Our first love. Our first love. Our first love. Our first love.
Okay, kids, one way you can share God's love, do some chores, wash dishes, set the table, do something for your parents without them asking. Just do it before they ask. They'll think you're crazy. You're just Jesus-y.
One way that I can share God's love with the world is I can wake up every morning and I can pray and I can ask God, how do you want me to show your love to the world today? And then I can listen and I can pay attention all day long to opportunities God might have for me to share His love with the world. It could be as simple as helping someone, or it could be baking something for someone, or it could be praying for someone. There's so many ways that God invites us to share His love with the world.
I'd like to tell you how some kids recently showed the love of God to me. And these are kids I don't even know, but I do know their grandma, and they had asked their grandma if she knew any people who were having to live alone during this time when we're staying inside our house so much. And she gave them my name and address. I was so surprised when I went to my mailbox one day, and here was an envelope from a family I didn't even know. I didn't recognize the names, and I opened it up, and inside, what a blessing. The kids in the family had all written notes to me, kind notes. They drew pictures. They wrote down Bible verses. Oh, it was such a blessing to me. And it really did show God's love. So, kids, that's something you can do. You can send somebody a note or a picture in real mail, have your parents help you, and you can bless someone else by showing them love.
Hello! One way that I can share God's love is by being a good friend and a good neighbor and treating others how I know I would want to be treated.
One way I like to share God's love with others is by baking. When I make cookies or treats, I like to pack them up and give them to my neighbors or give them to the people that I work with at my work.
What did one volcano say to the other? I lava you. And what did the cucumber say to the pickle? You mean a great deal to me. And what kind of flowers should you not give someone you love? Cauliflower. Okay, last one. What do you call two birds in love? Tweethearts.
What?
Okay, all silliness aside, God's love for us is no joke. It's never ending, always there, and it won't ever give up on you. It's with us in the sad, scary times, in the angry, bad times. It's with us always. The Bible tells us in Romans 8:39 that nothing can separate us from the love that's from God. Today we looked at the story of Zaccheus, a hated tax collector. Zaccheus' job was to take money that people owed to the government, but the problem with people who had Zaccheus' job a long time ago is that they just weren't very good people.
What?
They took what was owed to the government, but then they also took more money. They stole from them. Now, as you can probably guess, someone who goes around stealing from people most likely isn't liked by other people. In fact, people in Zaccheus' day didn't just dislike people like Zaccheus, they hated them. They avoided them at all costs, and they most likely walked clear the other direction when they saw him. But we learned in today's story that Jesus did the exact opposite. Instead of avoiding Zaccheus or confronting Zaccheus with anger, Jesus asks to come to Zaccheus' house. I'm assuming that in that moment, so long ago, people watching this encounter probably gasped.
What?
Jesus, the promised Savior, going to that guy's house? No way! But Jesus goes on to explain exactly why he spent time with Zaccheus and other people just like him. In Luke 19, verses 9 and 10, Jesus says this, "Today salvation has come to this house because this man too is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man came to seek and to save the lost." Jesus spent time with Zaccheus, with countless others who were considered hated, because Jesus came to unite all of God's people to show them that they too were sons of Abraham, all under God's love through Jesus. Jesus came to show the world that through God's love, even the most hated people are loved and created by God. All people, no matter their hobbies, talents, skin color, personalities, emotions, or actions, are loved by God and were created by Him. God's never-ending, always there, won't give up kind of love isn't just for me and for you and the other people listening to this. It's for all people. Even people that might not like you or agree with you or even believe the same things that you do. John 13:35 says, "Your love for one another will prove to the world that you are my disciples." Did you notice that? They, the other people, will know that you follow Jesus by your love, by how you treat others. That means treating all people with love. It means standing up for people who are being mistreated or bullied. It means comforting those who are hurting or sad. It means actively going out of your way to show kindness and gentleness to all people. The Bible is filled with countless stories of people who love God and showed God's love to others. Read these stories. Learn more about the ways that people all across history reached out to those who were hurting, sad, scared, angry, and lost. The story of Jesus and Zaccheus is just one of so many that shows God's love reaching out through His Son, Jesus. God's love reaches out through us too. If you claim to know and follow Jesus, show the whole world that through your love for all people. Don't know where to start? Pray and ask God to remind you of one person that you can show love towards today. Read your Bible and see the ways that others have shown God's love to people all across history. Talk with your parents or with your leaders and ask them about ways that they show love to others. Don't just hear these words and forget about them. Move to action. Remember, the world will know that we follow Jesus by the way we love others. I can't wait to see how you guys love one another and the whole world this week. Come and see me again on Sunday. I can't wait to hang out with you then. All right. Bye, friends.